What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training. And today we're going to be breaking down the #1 athlete in the nation and why he deserves his 5-star ranking. So I hope this video helps you guys out. Hope it could teach you a few new things. But also, fellas, if you are a wide receiver or a quarterback and would like to train with us this offseason, we are coming out to 7 more states across the country for 2-day-long QB and wide receiver camps. Next up on our camp tour, we'll be coming out to Boston. That camp is completely sold out, but then we'll be heading out to Cleveland, Austin, Seattle, Newark, Denver, and Los Angeles. So if you would like to train with us this offseason, fellas, check out that very first link in the description below. If we're coming to a city near you, we would love to have you out. So again, very first link below. Let's get started. So we're going to be breaking down tape here from sophomore wide receiver / athlete Ryan Williams out of Alabama. I believe he is also committed to Alabama. So he 100% deserves his 5-star ranking. You're going to see throughout this game film that we're going to break down some of his practice film and some of his one-on-ones film. So this first play here is a deep post. This is the first play on his highlight tape, and this is something that all college recruits will look for in this your typical 5-star Power 5 wide receiver. That's being a deep threat downfield, showcasing speed, and then obviously a great catching ability. These are the plays that they don't expect you to make. So many times, like in wide receivers, you have to understand this. Any position has to understand this. Your film, the film that you put on Huddle or whatever app that you use, it is what's going to get you recruited. A lot of people got the wrong information. They think that me going to a college camp, amongst 300 other kids, I'm going to just do well at the camp and then I'm going to get an offer from a college coach. But if you have no film to back it up, a college coach will not pull the trigger, at least give you a real offer. Real offer comes with what you can do with the pads on under the lights, not JV film, not 7-on-7 film, varsity tape, 11-on-11 full pads. They want to see what you can do on film. So what they're looking for in wide receivers right off the bat is speed. A lot of people think that it's size, and definitely size is going to help you out, but that's not something that you can control. You can't control how tall you are. That's just a genetic thing. If you're going to be 6'5", you're going to be 6'5". You're going to be 5'10", going to be 5'10". There's nothing you could do to increase your height. It's completely genetics. So, but what you can do is you can worry about your speed. Speed is something that you could work on. You could run track. You can get a speed coach. And that's what he showcases on the very first play of this thing. It's not the greatest route. He just runs by this DB, and you could tell that he has that separation speed. Now, you see this catch that he makes. One-handed catch, 50 yards downfield. That's an explosive play. What everybody wants to see on your highlight tape from a college coach perspective. I don't need to watch a 7 to 10 minute long tape. I'm not going to if I'm a college coach. I just simply don't have the time. So they're going to watch the first 30 seconds to 1 minute and already know if you're a D1 caliber guy or if you're just even a college receiver or a college athlete, whatever position that you're trying to play. And this showcases a lot. This showcases his speed. It showcases that he's a threat downfield and that he has great hands. He can make explosive plays that they don't expect you to make. Wide receivers will just put clips on their film where they're catching a 10-yard dig and they just fall down. That's not an explosive play. That is not a highlight. There are thousands of receivers across the country that can make that exact same play. Now, some of you might be asking, well, Coach, I'm in an offense that runs the ball a lot. I'm in an offense where, I want to play wide receiver at the next level, but I'm also playing DB. They have me at running back, etc. I'm going to tell you this right now, because this wide receiver, Ryan Williams, he's listed as an athlete, right? He's listed as an athlete on 24/7, max preps, however you want to think of it. College coaches want athletes. They don't necessarily, they know where you're going to fit in best in your offense. He will probably play wide receiver at the next level, but this dude can play running back. This dude can play receiver. He can probably play DB, play safety. He just makes explosive plays. So right now he's lined up as a running back, right? So if you're a guy who's in an offense that doesn't pass the ball that often, but you're receiver by trait, let's maybe try to get in the rotation as a running back. Let's get just plays. You guys need plays on your highlight tape. You need special teams clips. You need running back clips. Things that are going to showcase that you're an explosive guy. Because that's what college coaches want. They want explosive playmakers. And this is the second play on his highlight tape. He is not lined up as a wide receiver. He is lined up as a running back. So let's watch what he does. And this is the explosive play that we're looking for. They hand him the ball, watch this, makes a guy miss, breaks a tackle, and he takes this thing 80, 90 yards to the house. Showcases his speed, showcases that he can run through contact, make people miss, all of that. And he's a receiver probably by trait, but he's lined up as a running back. Because again, you might get in a situation, fellas, where maybe you don't have the best quarterback. Maybe you're in an offense that's like traditionally a wing T. You need to get on the field and you need to make plays because a college coach, again, will know where best to fit you in his offense or in his defense if you're on the defensive side of things. They're some of the best scouts in the world. They do it for a living. So if you're worried I don't have enough receiver plays, hey, let's go get a play on kickoff return, punt return. Let's get some blocking film. Let's get in there as a running back. Let's just get on the field and make some plays because that's what they want to see. They want to see athletes. So now, let's look at this second example here. So this is a clip here of him running a one-on-one route with the DB. Now, the thing about Williams that I think maybe a lot of people who on the outside looking in, they see a guy who's very fast, they see a guy with great film, but I also see a guy who has a very, very high route running IQ, and that goes a long, long way at the next level. Because at the next level, when you're going up against DBs, they're some of the most talented DBs in the world. They're such good athletes. And if you've never seen a Division I DB or Division I wide receiver, any player that plays Division I, especially Power 5 where he is going, they're such good athletes, and you need more than just speed. You need more than just size to be able to get you separation. If you're just relying on your speed and size, there's going to be a point in time where that DB is going to be just as big and just as fast, and what are you going to be able to do? You're not going to be able to do anything if you don't know how to run routes. So let's play this full speed what he does here. So he does this wide step release off the ball, and then he does this rocker step move at the top of the break and gets a ton of separation. So let's talk about that. Number one, why does he decide to go with this wide step release? He's got a DB who's lined up in head-up press. Now, this DB right off the bat, his eye discipline is extremely bad. If you're a DB out there, and this is what I'm talking about though, fellas, like this is a high school level DB who is not obviously as talented as like a Power 5 level DB. But I'm going to tell you why this route would work against some type of DB who is more disciplined because of the things he does. But right off the bat, if you play DB, please do not have your eyes up here. A wide receiver's head and shoulders will lie to you on everything that he does. Please watch the wide receiver's hips. So if you get a DB who is watching your hips, is maybe a little bit more disciplined, he decides to go with this wide step release, right? A wide step release is where you step with your back foot, you step wide outside the DB's frame, trying to make it look like you're doing like a speed release, just some quick release to the outside to hopefully get him to jump off the platform and take the inside release on this inside breaking route. You could do it also on an outside breaking route, but I want you to watch where he steps. He takes something with his back foot called a kick step. This generates explosion. This loads his hips for a second, and he throws to the outside. But look at how far he steps outside his frame. Look at where his hips and look at where his shoulders are facing. Everything about this looks like he is stepping to the outside. And that's what it takes against a more disciplined style DB. This DB wasn't really moving his feet. His eyes were high. So this should be easy money. And again, I'm not trying to get you ready for a DB who maybe has not the greatest technique. I'm trying to get you ready for a DB who has disciplined technique. But this would work. The hips, the shoulders sell. He's stepping wide outside his frame, and he takes this inside release. Now, our game plan, whenever we're up against a press coverage DB, is to what? You obviously want to try to stack him. You want to get this DB trailing your back hip, and that's exactly what Williams showcases on this. He dips that shoulder, he gets over the top, and what's he about to hit? Instead of him just running a post, which, probably would work in this case. He's got him stacked, so why not sell like we're running a corner, running an out route? So he hits him with this rocker step. And against man coverage when you're doing a rocker step, a way to not get confused is you want to think, I'm going to step in the direction I am going first. So he is obviously running a post, which is to the inside. So you want to step to the inside first. So he hits him with this hard one to the inside, one. Then he breaks to the outside, two, and you see how his hips, his shoulders sell, his foot striking on the ball of his foot to give him some explosion, and he's able to separate from that DB. That is a textbook route. That is a very high football IQ route, and it looked smooth. A lot of wide receivers know to do this, but they're maybe not super comfortable with it. They'll get to the break, they start to slow down, chop their feet, then they throw the move. And it might work, but it might not against a more disciplined DB. So again, fellas, this is a textbook route. He made this DB look kind of bad, not to bag on the DB, obviously, just needs some work. But this would work against a good DB as well. Like, it's going to make a DB who's maybe not as talented look extremely bad. This type of route, because of the things that he does, the details that go into this route, would work against any level of DB. And that's why he has that 5-star ranking. So again, and this is t-shirt and shorts, but we showcased it. He can do this with the pads on, fellas. This is where a lot of people get it wrong. And I tell you this time and time again. I show this film where it's, one-on-ones, t-shirt and shorts, because I want you guys to get a better look of it. But you can find any freaking video that we've posted, and I've never shown something that's not going to be realistic to a game, unless I'm critiquing it, right? Everything that I show is going to be realistic to a game. So many times, guys think that this is the be-all, end-all, the t-shirt and shorts environment. I'm here to tell you right now, it's not. Every single guy that is highly recruitable, that has got all these Power 5 offers. And this is what kids don't understand. They're taking advice from wrong people. Because you look at every single guy that's top tier talent, going to USC, Alabama, Oregon, all that. Yeah, they go to all the camps and everybody sees the videos on Rivals. Everybody sees the videos on Instagram, Overtime, all that. And they think, oh man, if I go to that camp, I could be that way too. I just need to make a few plays and then I get all this exposure, etc. But what all of those guys have in common is they have great film. That is what they all have in common. When the pads come on, they are still that guy. And I can't say that for every single player across the country. You just can't do it. A lot of people do the opposite. They're the big t-shirt and short camp guy, but when it comes down to it with the pads on, they got no plays and they got no film. And then they're wondering why they're not getting recruited. Fellas, it's not camps. Camps are not going to get you recruited. What you can do with the pads on. Camps can open a few doors, can create a few relationships. Camps are not bad to go to, like exposure camps, obviously, but really, what are you going to get out of it if you don't have film? So, fellas, focus on developing. Go to these camps if you got that tape. If you have the film, because usually we get a lot of people who ask us, Coach, I'm not recruited. I'm not this. I'm not that. I don't have any exposure. And then you look at their film and they got no plays on film. It's like, well, yeah, you're not being recruited because you got nothing on film to show for the skills. Like anybody can say they're really good. And here's the fact of the matter too. Every single player across the country, you ask them what's a strength they have. They say, oh, I'm a hard worker. Everybody works hard. You got to be able to put it into effect on the field. So you got to do the right things. You have to practice the right things. You have to practice the things that we're talking about in these videos, the drills that we give you. You have to do those things in order for it to show up on the field. Because everybody works hard, but you might not be doing the right things. So that brings me to the next thing I want to talk about. So as a wide receiver, especially with a 5-star guy, you have to be able to make tough catches. And that's what I want to showcase with this play. So he's running a route. Again, another high route running IQ play. Attacks the DB's inside leverage. Gives the quarterback space to throw him open. But you see how he's making this tough ball's thrown right over his head. And he is making this tough catch over the shoulder. These are also plays that you need to have on your film, fellas. Like I talked about in that very first post example. I just wanted to touch this again. You cannot be that guy who just makes catches that they expect you to make. You need to have plays on your film, deep catches downfield. You need to work on these catches with the quarterback. You need to do different hand-eye coordination drills to work on your tracking ability. But making catches over the shoulder, deep downfield, in traffic, while you're getting hit, diving catches, these are all things guys look for, fellas. And then when you get to a camp environment and they see it with their own eyes and the film matches up with it, that is when you get that real recruiting attention. So fellas, make sure we are not that one-dimensional receiver who only has plays that they expect us to make. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We always appreciate the feedback. It's always great to hear from you guys. And again, fellas, we are traveling out to 7 more states across the U.S. So if you would like to train with us for 2 whole days of work, 8 hours total, check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to get you out to one of our off-season camps. I'll see you guys next time.